I'll never forget the sound of her fork clattering against the plate. The table went silent. The turkey sat untouched, steam rising like smoke from a battlefield. And my sister, perfect, precious, golden child, was staring at me as though I had stabbed her in the chest. $15 million, she hissed, her voice cracking. You? Not me? My father's glass froze halfway to his lips. My mother pressed her napkin to her mouth like a prayer. For once, I was the center of the table. For once, they couldn't look away, and I savored it. I was born a shadow. My sister, Hannah, was the sun. Every ribbon, every trophy, every casual triumph paraded across our living room like a coronation. My victories, when they happened, were treated as accidents. My acceptance letter to college? Well, maybe Hannah can help you choose your classes. My first job offer? Don't get your hopes up too high. Even love wasn't mine. They gave me hand-me-down approval, always after her. She was the family's chosen one. I was the spare part. You get used to being invisible, until the day you stop tolerating it. It started small, little cracks in their careful illusion. Hannah slipped one evening, drunk off her own celebration, and called me the insurance policy. Insurance. That word haunted me. It meant I wasn't family. I was a tool, a fallback. I dug deeper. I learned about the secret savings accounts they'd built in her name, the cars they bought her, the down payment for her house. They never thought I'd notice because they never thought I mattered. But what they didn't know was that I'd been building something of my own, quietly, patiently. While they laughed at my boring job, I built investments. I started with almost nothing. I studied, stayed late, kept my mouth shut. By the time I hit 30, I had structured deals, startups, and, eventually, the windfall. $15 million. Mine. Not theirs, not hers, mine. And I told no one. I could have left them in ignorance, let the imbalance rot me from the inside. But silence wasn't justice. Silence was complicity. So I waited. I set the stage for the one night they'd all gather, expecting me to play the supporting role. Thanksgiving. The annual circus of bragging, backhanded comments, and forced smiles. I played along. I brought the wine, I carved the turkey, I let Hannah talk about her new remodel, her husband's promotion, her trip to Italy. Dad nodded with pride, Mom's eyes glittered. My name was barely mentioned. Then I chose my moment. I laid it like a landmine, hidden under casual conversation. "Work's been good," I said, keeping my tone flat, unremarkable. Mom waved her hand. "Oh, honey, that's nice." I sipped my wine. "Yeah, the last deal closed at $15 million." And silence fell like a curtain. At first they didn't process it. My father's fork paused midair. My mother blinked, confused. And then Hannah, sharp, spoiled, incapable of sharing oxygen, snapped. "What do you mean, $15 million? You don't— No, that's—" Her face flushed red. She looked at our parents, searching for their usual chorus of support, but they were frozen. "You're lying," she spat. "You couldn't. You're not—" Her voice broke. And that's when I twisted the knife. "I could," I said, calmly. "I did. While you were busy being their favorite, I was building a life. Alone. Without them. Without you." The air thickened. My father's jaw clenched, but no words came out. My mother's hands trembled around her napkin. And Hannah? Hannah shattered. Years of entitlement crumbled in seconds. She screamed about fairness, about loyalty, about how she was supposed to be the successful one. She demanded explanations, demanded answers. All I gave her was silence and a smile. Dinner collapsed into chaos. My mother begged me to explain. My father finally muttered something about responsibility, about family, but the words were hollow. Hannah stormed from the table, her sobs echoing down the hallway. For once, I didn't chase her. For once, I didn't apologize. I let them sit in the silence they had built. I'm not naive. I know money doesn't heal scars. But that night wasn't about dollars. It was about balance. It was about shifting the axis of our family's universe, making them see me not as a shadow, not as an afterthought, but as something undeniable. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I simply revealed the truth and let it detonate. And the beauty of it? The money stays mine. The silence stays theirs. And Thanksgiving will never be the same again. For once in my life, I wasn't invisible. For once, I was the storm.